Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mondays with Madison. Today we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories. Not only regular conspiracy theories, but
Beatles conspiracy theories.
So I have to tell you guys that I was actually really freaked out when I was reading this story. Granted, I was reading it at 2:30 in the morning with all the lights off. Everybody was asleep in the house, and I was alone in my room. The theory that I would like to dive a little bit deeper into today is called the everyday chemistry theory, or the Beatles never broke up theory. I stumbled upon this theory just a few days ago when I was browsing some videos on YouTube, and I saw a video for an unreleased tape called Everyday Chemistry. So I clicked on it and I started listening to it, and I liked it, and it sounded really different, and it sounded kind of new but old at the same time. So I looked into it and I looked it up, Everyday Chemistry. Here we can see a picture of the cassette, and you see the front side of it with the Beatles' Everyday Chemistry on it, and then the back on the top, and all the track listings on there. And it looks like it's just laid out on a wooden table. Here we have the place where he said he found it, in the middle of the desert, and you can kind of see a little patch of dirt that looks like it was like buried and covered up with like straw or hay or something. Here's a close-up of the patch of dirt that he said he picked it up from. And it led me to this website called thebeatlesneverbroakeup.com. So I was interested. I had to click on it, so I clicked on the website, and it led me to this guy's blog. This guy wants to be called James Richards, and on this website he has an entire encounter blogged out of what happened to him and how he received this magical cassette tape of unreleased, unheard of, undocumented, amazing Beatles songs. I'll just cut through most of it, give you a little Reader's Digest version of it so we can speed things along here. On September 9th, 2009, this guy, James Richards, was taking a drive through a California valley or mountain, and he had his dog with him in the car, and the dog had to go to the bathroom. So he pulled over to the side of the road and let the dog out to go to the bathroom. While the dog was going to the bathroom, it ran away and started chasing a rabbit that was running around in the dirt. This James guy is chasing after the dog. And while chasing after the dog, he trips and falls into a rabbit hole. Like, his ankle gets stuck and he falls. And he falls unconscious. And when he wakes up, there is this guy standing over him. James says that this guy was about 6 feet tall, had medium long black hair, and was dressed casually nice and gave me a greasy vibe, if you know what I mean. Introduced himself as Jonas and asked me if I was okay, which I said yes. So he says that Jonas found him in the desert, unconscious, and decided that he needed to help. And then out of nowhere, just cuts off in the middle of the story. This guy's just like, oh yeah, and by the way, what I just told you, you're probably not gonna believe, but I promise it's real, and I promise that time travel's a thing. Like, this is totally legit, guys. So, without question, Jamesy boy decides, okay, alright, this is okay. I'm in another universe right now. This is cool, let's check some things out. So he immediately starts asking Jonas all these questions about music and movies and all this stuff, and he found a lot of similarities between their two worlds. So while the two of them are talking, they get on the topic of the Beatles. And Jonas says, oh yeah, by the way, my brother just saw them in concert the other day. And James is like, what? Like, they're still a thing? They're still performing? Where can I, is this okay? Apparently in this other universe, John Lennon and George Harrison were still alive and well, and all four of them had never even broken up, and they were still going on tour together, people pleasing and whatnot. So then, when they get to talking, Jonas leads James into another room full of a bookshelf with cassette tapes on it. Apparently, in this other universe, CDs, records, things like that never really took off. The thing that really took off were cassette tapes. Every time you wanted to buy music, you'd get it on a cassette tape. So old Jonas had a big old bookshelf of cassette tapes. And one of them was the Beatles, Everyday Chemistry. So, like a normal person, James is like, I gotta get myself a copy of this. Hey, Jonas, can you make me a copy of this? Or can I just take this with me and enjoy it in my world? And Jonas is like, no, you cannot take anything. You are not to take anything back with you to your world. No pictures, no souvenirs, no tapes, nothing. And he explained it was all for safety reasons and blah blah blah. James just conveniently had a moment when Jonas left the room and decided, well, screw that. I need my Beatles. So he zapped that sucker off the shelf, stuck it in his pocket, and walked out the door. Jonas met him in the room with all the machines he woke up with in Jonas's house and said, all right, well, I'm gonna send you back now. I hope you didn't take anything. Have a good time. Bye. James took his dog. He says, I grabbed my dog and shook Jonas's hand for taking care of me after I was knocked out. I thanked him again and stepped through the portal, which felt like getting wet but staying dry the entire time. Really weird. When I put my dog on the ground, she even shook herself like she was getting wet. He says that he just magically reappeared on our earth, on our soil, saw his car over in the distance, and saw a zapped line in the dirt like a lightning bolt had like struck. Back to the Future type stuff. The best part about this is that he ends the entire story with, I got back in my car, looked in my pocket, pulled out the tape, and realized that I couldn't even play it in my car because cassette tapes are so old and cars don't have cassette tape players anymore. Ha ha ha. Dude, are you kidding me? He ends the entire thing with, unfortunately, I don't have any information about the tape other than what is written on the card sleeve. The track names were written, as well as the album title, Everyday Chemistry. Everything else about it is as mysterious to you as it is to me. It also wasn't like I could have asked the guy anything about it, especially after taking it from him. I'll post some more about my experience in the coming days, but I have to go to work right now, and this post is already long enough. If anyone has any questions they want to ask me about this incident, then I've set up an email address that you can contact me at blablabla.com. I'll try and answer everyone's questions as best as possible. Lastly, if there is anyone out there that has experienced anything like this, please contact me. Some of the things this guy said to me almost make me wonder if this isn't the first dimensional travelers have been here. James Richards. This story is absolutely ridiculous to me. Like, I don't even know how I feel about this. I don't know what to think. I need some input on this. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is a real thing or not? I really like some input on this one. You know what? Just go ahead and let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think?